The Still World, a mysterious, dark, and dangerous realm. The Still World is home to pieces of Hyrule and its people. Anyone or anything misfortunate enough to be caught in it will be stuck in the Still World until they disappear forever. What actually is the Still World? Where did it come from? Why is it spreading? Today, I'm going to attempt to answer those questions, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. The Still World was first introduced in Echoes of Wisdom. We've never seen it in any other Zelda game. However, almost every other Zelda game has some sort of alternate dimension. We do have an idea of the origins of the Still World. In the first trailer for Echoes of Wisdom, we see Ganon defeated by Link. Ganon's trident spear is left behind, and it somehow opens the first rift in Hyrule, swallowing the entire temple Zelda was in. After that, the rifts continue to spread throughout all of Hyrule. Why is Ganon's trident the cause of the rifts? Something I noticed is that the rift enemies have a similar look to the enemies in the Windfish dungeon in Link's Awakening. I doubt that has much relevance, but I thought I'd point it out regardless. There's also the question of how the rifts will go away. Well, I think it's pretty obvious that it will more than likely have something to do with Tri. We see that in the trailer, Tri somehow has the ability to make a sort of hole in the rifts that allows Zelda to enter them without being petrified. Something else that is interesting, as we know, there are huge dungeons inside of the rifts, and somehow there are enemies in the dungeons that aren't petrified. They aren't even rift enemies and are somehow completely normal. I'm not entirely sure how this is possible, seeing as so far, Zelda is the only one that is able to traverse the rifts without being frozen in time. The Golem boss, however, seems to be powered by some sort of mysterious orb. It emits a purple glow similar to the rifts. We also know that the Still World energy can be concentrated both to obstacles and new enemies. My leading theory is that the enemies inside of the Still World have always been there. The bosses and dungeons, however, are more of a puzzle, seeing as they originally come from Hyrule. The Sethorn Ruins dungeon we see in the trailer seems to be the same place the original rift began. Zelda goes here very early in the game, so we can assume this is more than likely the first dungeon of the game. Zelda is possibly heading here so that she can attempt to find Link. However, the room we see her fight the boss in is not the room she was trapped in at the beginning of the first trailer. There is what seems to be a stone door that this ancient golem guards, so it's possible that beyond that door lies the corrupted Link we saw at the end of the last trailer. What's even more strange, though, is how Link is infected. We know that anyone unfortunate enough to be caught in a rift will be petrified, yet we can clearly see that Link was not petrified and instead fully alive. He is enveloped in some sort of purple shadow, so again, somehow, the Still World has completely corrupted him, similarly to how it did some of the overworld monsters. One final thing I wanted to point out is that the Still World is incredibly similar to the Distortion World from Pokemon Platinum. Obviously, that's not going to have any relevance, but I thought I'd point it out. With all that being said, that's the end of this video. To be honest, I don't know what the Still World is. I don't think anyone really does, and we won't find out until Echoes of Wisdom releases. Anyways, thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and goodbye.